was flying a plane.
I miss kittens.
The other one, Piper's probably hiding somewhere. Oh, is she in the window? Yeah, she actually surprised me last night. She's getting better about hiding. She actually came out and stuck her head in here wanting to see what was going on.
Yeah, that's weird that they put pickles on a chicken sandwich.
Why would you put pickles on a chicken sandwich?
Yeah, there's a lot of weirdness going on there. Oh, someone's over in the bag.
I know my dad, so when we were living with his dad is a big chicken farmer. So I own 2 chickens. And they're more exotic chickens, like not just your normal hens. They're a different kind of hen. And my dad doesn't like to eat chicken.
That's like the only meat I like to eat.
I like chicken, and my dad doesn't like chicken, so I don't ever get chicken. Unless I'm with my grandma.
Well, I eat meat like once a week probably. So it's like, I go to my D&D game and I get some chicken. So, I won't tell anyone if you get chicken too.
Shut up, phone.
Jeff is so popular. Yeah, this is a weird sandwich. It's got red onion, lettuce, and pickles. And aioli. I don't know.
That doesn't really go with chicken, but
Alright, I like onions a lot, so I'll roll with that.
So I don't know how you guys want to do payment, either Cash App or PayPal is fine.
I got cash.
Cash is, cold hard cash is always good. Thank you, miss.
Why do people call cash cold and hard? It is neither.
Well,
It's because when you try and sleep on a pile of it, it feels that way.
especially if it's coins. I tried to sleep on my pile of cash and it was really uncomfortable. It was a pile of quarters that...
No one calls quarters cash.
Somebody on Twitter was like, hey, do people still give out pennies on Halloween? And it's like,
What?
you know what they call people who give out pennies on Halloween? Dicks. We call them dicks.
Whoever did that?
I know, right?
I got Bible verses a couple times
Oh, Jesus.
from Jehovah's Witnesses or whatever. Yeah.
I got Doritos.
That's okay.
We had a neighbor when I was growing up that occasionally they would go out to like Costco and buy an entire pallets of soda pop, and they would give out full-size candy bars and sodas on Halloween. It's like, dude. And you could go back to their house like 4 or 5 times and they're like, yeah, come on in. They just leave the garage door open. It's like, dude, this place is awesome.
Hey.
That's great.
Yeah, they're called pedophiles, Chris.
Yeah, they're pick of the litter.
That's why he kept saying, get back here, you fat son of a bitch.
You notice the blacked out man in the garage?
Right? Yes.
Are you trying to grab my jacket or something?
You want to play, huh? What a cutie.
Hey! No, don't take my glove, please.
Oh.
Sick. So, welcome to Curse of Strahd, streamed live from the Greenwater Guildhall. If you scroll down in Twitch, you will see a tile for TNC, and that is for Talon and Claw. They are purveyors of beautiful wooden Dungeon Master screens and dice vaults and leather dice trays. If you click that link, it'll take you to their Etsy store. I highly recommend checking them out. And the other link is to the Gilded Archive. She makes beautiful leather bracelets and book covers for your core rulebooks. So you may want to give her a look as well. Where we left off last week, you guys were burying Doru, the son of the priest Donovich, in the village of Barovia. And the church is, let me look at that map. Yeah, the church is right at the base of this column of rock that at the very top of this rock, hundreds and hundreds of feet, thousands probably, it's way the fuck up there. It sits the corner of Castle Ravenloft overlooking the village of Barovia. And so is she just being a pain in the butt?
Being a cutie is what she's doing.
Yeah, she has a thing for game bags, and both of them do. It's really weird. Like, when I would come home from the shop, they would go immediately over to the game bag and, like, sleep in it. And if they knew that I was getting ready to go to work, they would come over, and Tassie would, like, go into the bag like she was, oh, if I hunker down enough, he'll not know and take me to play D&D with him.
Aww. What cuties. My dice. Left my mini, like usual.
Yes, and it's right there.
Yeah, thank you. I'll never learn. I'm not going to pledge to do better. I know myself.
Why am I blowing up? Oh. Treat. So, I don't know, do we want to wait just a little bit more for Carrie to clock in, or?
You probably like my socks.
She's here, Chris.
Oh, she is here.
Oh, those are cute.
There you are, okay. Well,
Alright, I need to make a more dramatic entrance.
yes, one of the downsides of Skype is it doesn't tell me when a new person logs in. It doesn't even give me a notification that somebody logged in or a sound. It just, they're just there.
You can get a theme song.
I get that a lot.
Yes.
Just there.
Just
or nobody cares.
So, Donovich is basically, you guys stay the night at the church, and so that counts as a long rest if you haven't had one
Good.
after your ordeal dealing with Doru. And the next morning, Donovich asks your help in both digging the graves and asks Helga to assist him in the burial rites, since he is
Grief.
just beside himself with grief.
Yeah.
And so, you know, Helga, you pretty much take on the bulk of the duties for.
I'm a lot better at burying bodies than I am at hitting anybody during combat. So that's pretty cool.
The paladin, he's better at burying people than they are at combat. Once the Burgermeister and Doru are buried, Irina and her brother Ismark are ready to head toward the town of Vallaki. And I need to find what I am looking for.
Should we get our fortunes read before we go?
The excuse me. Something in my throat. Excuse my lack of manners. I never bother with a glass with a 2-liter because you can't drink just half a bottle of a 2-liter because the next morning you're going to come out and it's going to be flat and nobody wants to drink flat Coke. So I just don't bother. I just open up the 2-liter and drink it. There it is. So, Ismark and you were told by the Vistani in the Blood on the Vine Tavern that you should have your fortunes read by Madame Ava, and they told you that there is a Vistani encampment at the Tessier Pool, and they said that it was if you traveled on the road west out of town, that you would come upon the Tessier Pool. And so, which is the direction that you're traveling anyways, to head towards Vallaki.
Hear you.
Just being a pain. Always an entertainment around here. So, you head out of town, and you're traveling down this. The road changes from cobblestones back to a dirt road, and you pass over a bridge that is over the river, and you come upon a clearing in the road where there is a wooden gallows is set up. An old wooden gallows creaks in a chill wind that blows down from the high ground to the west. A frayed length of rope dances from its beam. A well-torn road splits here, and a signpost opposite the gallows points off into 3 directions. Barovia village to the east, that's the direction you just came from. Tessier Pool to the northwest, and Ravenloft/Vallaki to the southwest. The northwest fork slants down and disappears into the trees, while the southwest fork clings to an upward slope across from the gallows. A low wall, crumbling in places, partially encloses a small plot of graves shrouded in fog. From the northwest trail that leads to the Tessier Pool, you can hear the sounds of like a violin and an accordion playing coming from the woods. And you can see a small bit of smoke rising through the trees that may indicate like a cooking fire. Oh, she likes to do people's hair sometimes.
So their moms will lightly bop them on the nose when they're naughty until they tell them to stop. So you gotta tell the kids to stop. That's what you do.
So do you guys want to head to the Tessier Pool? Is that?
I definitely want to get my fortune read.
Me
because
too.
I was pretty adamant by my brethren that I do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you turn to head down the northwest road towards the Tesher pool, you hear a creaking noise behind you coming from the gallows. And Maisel, you turn and you look at the gallows, and where there was nothing before now hangs a lifeless gray body.
Oh.
The breeze turns the hanged figure slowly so that it can fix its dead eyes upon you. And when you look at it, it's your face. You are the one that's hanging from the gallows.
Never mind, I changed my mind. I'd like to go back, please. Okay.
All of you can
investigate the gallows further.
So all of you can smell the scent of death on the air.
Yeah.
And
That's normal.
And Maisel, when you go to examine the corpse more closely, you can see that it looks and smells real, and then as you get closer, it just rapidly melts away into nothing, as if it was never there.
Okay. I suspect a trap. But I still want to press on. What do you guys think? It seems like it's a trap, but I also want to press on.
Let's keep going.
I always think everything is a trap. That's why I'm still alive.
I just let the party make
I think I'd
decisions.
like to warn the party that they need to look alive and be ready, because it's pretty suspicious. But I'd like to take a good long look at the gallows themselves and just see if there's anything on it that would give a clue as to
What that was about.
how it might be enchanted, etc., etc.
You're not finding anything about it that would be enchanted. The gallows stands on top of a rotting platform that's 5 feet high, and there are rotting wooden stairs that lead up to the platform. In the small graveyard, you see that there are 11 graves, but all of the gravestones are blank.
Ew. That's weird.
Who would want, like,
Okay.
blank screen?
Well, party, do we press on, or is this too creepy?
Press
I love
on.
creepy.
You know, I'm journaling like mad. I really want to move here.
Taking inspiration?
I love this
Getting ready
place.
to call the local realtor for listings?
Oh, well, I'm scripting out a menu for the B&B because we hold title already, so.
Oh, that's true, that's true.
Zillow Barovia.
Okay, so you said that not too far away there was smoke from fires and music playing?
Yes, and that's coming from the woods that the Northwest Trail leads down into towards the Tesher pool.
Okay, so yeah, I would like to just have conveyed the need to be extra alert to the party and then move along.
Okay.
Unless there's anybody else who has other objections, since this is not the Basil show.
It's getting increasingly creepy, which is a plus in my book.
Yeah.
It means there's something to smite nearby, so let's keep going.
I've got smite slots burning holes in my pocket. No, literally, this sword is glowing and burning a hole in my pocket.
Smite's given, raise your hand.
The road gradually disappears and is replaced by a twisted, muddy path through the trees. Deep ruts in the earth are evidence of the comings and goings of many wagons. The canopy of mist and branches suddenly gives way to black clouds boiling far above. There's a clearing here, next to a river that widens to form a small lake several hundred feet across. The 5 colorful round tents, each 10 meters in diameter, are pitched outside a ring of 4 barrel-top wagons. A much larger tent stands near the shore of the lake, its sagging form lit from within. Near this tent, 8 unbridled horses drink from the river. The mournful strains of an accordion clash with the singing of several brightly clad figures around a bonfire, one of them playing a violin. A footpath continues beyond the encampment, meandering north between the river and the forest edge. So they're on this river's edge near the large tent. Are 8 draft horses that are just kind of lazily chewing on grass and drinking from the river, and sitting around a campfire with an accordion and a violin and several wineskins, you see 12 Vistani, both male and female, sitting around the fire, telling stories, guzzling wine. They are all clearly intoxicated, and it's, you know,
Yeah.
by this point it's only like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so they're living their best life.
They're being
Nice.
stereotypical up in here.
Oh,
Okay.
chill.
Before I
Yeah,
ask
for
question,
sure.
do I recognize the song that's being played? Since I'm like, is it a Vistani
You
tune I might know?
you recognize the song?
Gypsies, tramps, and thieves, maybe?
Well, you recognize the song, but it seems like it is an older version of than the version that you know.
I know. Okay.
My
Interesting.
cat's chill. Then again, she's
Is it an
blind in one
upbeat song
eye.
or a downer song?
It's fairly upbeat.
I know they're drunk at 2 in the afternoon. It's upbeat. Like without a prayer.
I'll use my telepathy to sing along, but in a very low voice and adding dark undertones to all the harmonies.
I'm just going to
Make a performance check.
I'm just going to look upon the scene with disapproval.
It's
That's what I'm going to do.
but in bardcore.
I'm just gonna watch.
You're
everything go
religious,
down.
like religious people don't drink at 2 in the afternoon during mass.
They do it at 10 in the morning.
What'd you get for your performance check?
17.
So
Ooh.
the Vistani don't seem to mind. They can't determine where your singing is coming from, but they notice that you guys have entered into the camp. And they finish their song and they're like, "Oh, yeah, whoever was singing that other harmony, they have a dark disposition about them."
Thank you.
Yes. Acknowledged.
And they invite you to come over and enjoy some wine and some roasted meat that they have cooking on the fire. And they start to tell amongst themselves, almost like they start telling stories amongst themselves, but they act like they're not telling the stories to you for any particular reason. They just act like you're a part of the camp and like you should already know the source of these stories.
Okay.
And
Interesting.
one of them starts to say, "A mighty wizard to this land over a year ago came. I remember him like it was yesterday. He stood exactly where you're standing now," and he points to Helga. "He was a very charismatic man, he was. He thought he could rally the people of Barovia against the devil Strahd." And all of them make the horn symbol with their fingers and spit through their fingers when he says the devil Strahd.
I do that too.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
He says, he stirred them with thoughts of revolt and bore them to the castle en masse. When the vampire appeared, the wizard's peasant army fled in terror. A few stood their ground and were never seen again. I was wise and I fled. The wizard and the vampire cast spells at each other. Their battle flew from the courtyards of Ravenloft to a precipice overlooking the falls. I saw the battle with my own eyes. Thunder shook the mountainside, and great rocks tumbled down upon the wizard, yet by his magic he survived. Lightning from the heavens struck the wizard, and again he stood his ground. But when the devil Strahd fell upon him, the wizard's magic could not save him. I saw him thrown 1,000 feet to his death. I climbed down to the river to search for the wizard's body to see if, he had anything of value. But the river Ivlis had already spirited him away.
I like this dude already.
Some say that the wizard's still alive, but I highly doubt that. And he looks at Maisel and says, You should go into that large tent and speak with Madame Ava.
I shall.
Is anybody else... Are you going alone, or is anybody else going to have their fortunes read?
I'll go with. I'm
Nice.
sure she wants to go with too.
Well, I thought we'd go individually to speak with her, perhaps.
True.
Well, she's going to do a reading of for the entire party.
Oh, okay, I'll go with them,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll
totally.
go.
Okay, sure.
Magic flames cast a reddish glow over the interior of the tent, revealing a low table covered in a black velvet cloth. Glints of light seem to flash from a crystal ball on the table as a hunched figure peers into its depths. As the crone speaks, her voice crackles like dry weeds. At last you've arrived. Cackling laughter bursts like mad lightning from her withered lips.
You've been busy.
Yeah, we've had to do some things, and
We had a couple of living dead detours, no big. Madam Ava, I've been told I need to see you.
yes,
We're
yes.
here.
Sit, children.
Okay.
Sit around the table. Let Madame Ava read your fortune.
Yes.
Let me find my deck.
Okay.
Looking for a picture.
No, that's not what I
have.
have.
I don't know why you mixed up the voices. My internet won't work. You could try and use Shop to keep June.
It's been making a little house.
So cute.
Sorry, I need to find the outcome of these cards.
Unless this is-
Yeah. So she first she turns to Helga. Says, "Oh, dwarf paladin, you are righteous in your search. You are of the holy, but not particularly of the Morning Lord. But one almost identical to him. You are worshipper of Lathander, yes?"
That's right.
And she turns and she looks to Chi Sim. She says, "Oh, you are not of this land. You have the ability to take on that of many faces. You will do well in Barovia, I think."
Thank you.
And she turns to Pepperell and she says, "Oh, you are a dark one. Not wanting to live up to your father's past deeds. He probably has more wisdom than you are willing to accept." And then she finally turns to Maisel and she says, "You are the prodigal princess returning to your homeland after many years. You have a special mark about you. I think the devil Strahd has special plans for you, young one."
Oh.
Well, as soon as she says Devil Strahd, I'm gonna do the horns and spitting thing.
Okay.
Just because it seems like that's what you do in these circumstances. What kind of plans?
Well, let us see.
Are those?
I will let you cut the deck.
Oh no.
Are
I'm
those?
scared of decks that come out.
Well, don't worry, it's not a deck of many things.
I hope there are not many things. I hope we took all the bad things out.
A deck of many, many terrible, terrible things.
Good.
Yeah, exactly. The deck of only good things.
Yes. A deck of many, many good things. The Evoker.
Those remind me of my what are they? Tarot cards.
The Enchanter.
Okay. I might like that one. I don't know.
The Priest. The Shepherd.
Okay, none of these seem too scary yet.
And the Dictator.
I guess I
And
went
the what?
easy on you.
The Dictator.
Mm.
So now
I went easy on you.
I need these notes as much as you guys do.
I was gonna say the tarot reading interpretation chart.
Yes.
Man, if only I knew enough to actually read it. I have a bunch of tarot cards. Like, they're manga themes.
Cool.
And so, I haven't gotten to use them yet because nobody, really wants to do it. And so I've just been waiting.
Okay.
So Chris, it's the Enchantress.
It is.
One
So
more time.
the cards are actually, if you look at our Twitch stream, the cards are actually there.
Yeah, it's just far enough away that I
Oh.
can't read them.
The Enchantress, the Evoker, the Shepherd, the Priest, and the Dictator.
Okay. Shepherd, Priest, Dictator. Okay.
So she looks at the first card, which is the Evoker, and she says, "This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancients will help you better understand your enemy."
Okay.
So let me see what that means. The Evoker means and she says, the Evoker means that you should search for the crypt of a wizard ordinaire. His staff is the key.
Okay.
I need to write this down. Okay. She looks at the second card, the Enchanter. And she says, "This card tells of a powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope." And evidently she became a little bit Irish when she was saying that.
I too randomly get an Irish accent.
And she says, "I see a kneeling woman, a rose of great beauty plucked too soon. The master of the marsh knows of whom I speak."
Okay.
This one. Dum. Yes, I got that right. She looks at the third card and she says, "This is the card of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight."
Cool.
The priest.
No, the priest. Okay.
The priest. You will find what you seek in the castle, amid the ruins of a place of supplication.
Look, I don't want to go to there. Okay.
We're not ready for that yet.
Yeah.
Okay, don't put it over the button. Then it rings. Thank you.
Oops. She looks to the fourth card. The Dictator. And she says, this card sheds light on the one who will help you greatly in the battle against darkness. And that... Let's see here, the Dictator. Madam Ava has a little chat book with what all the meanings of the cards are. She has to look it up.
She's old. She can't remember it all anymore. It's okay.
Yeah. That is true. Here we go. She looks at the Dictator and says, I see a throne fit for a king. And then she says,
Or a queen.
oh my god. And then she says,
And then there was more.
wait a minute. Okay. She says, the Dictator, your greatest ally will be a wizard. His mind is broken, but his spells are strong.
Okay. Really?
And then a little song plays.
And then the music plays. I learned about the shepherd. That's the music of the strong but nuts wizard.
Right.
Right.
And then she says, the fifth card. Your enemy is a creature of darkness whose powers are beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him. And it is the shepherd.
I just knew something like this right next to him. There's a man swimming in the ocean with 2 llamas.
He lurks in the depths of darkness in the one place to which he must return.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
Yes. And so she, she then picks up her cards and goes home. No, she, that is her fortune reading for you.
Okay.
And she tells you, be wary of the devil Strahd. These cards tell you not only where he is, but things that can help you defeat him, leading to your eventual ability to leave this land.
Okay.
Except for Jeff.
Yeah, except for Jeff, who's looking for a summer home.
Yes.
Live in this dimension. Technically.
Did you have any questions you wanted to ask, Madam Ava?
Well, Madam Ava, you said that the Dictator would help us win a battle for the throne fit for a king. What about a queen?
So she chuckles at that, and she says, I think maybe this is why Strahd has pulled you back into this land.
True. I don't need a boyfriend.
I just need to say.
Okay.
She says that the story that you were told around the campfire about the wizard,
Mm-hmm.
it is very possible that he is not truly dead. This reading tells me that he may assist you against the devil Strahd.
Phew. Okay. Anybody have any questions?
I have a question.
Yeah?
Can she just tell us how to meet Strahd?
I think of the.
So she points to one of the cards and says, this card tells you where you will meet Strahd. You will face him. And it looks like you will face him in his tomb, that which he must return to.
Like, can you draw a map? Like, tell us?
Yay.
Does she know anything about the sun sword?
Do I need a wooden stake?
Does
it
she
turn
need
into
a
mist?
hitman?
Can't you just tell us these things?
So you're questioning about whether you need a stick. That does prompt her to tell you some stuff. She tells you. Dum-da-dum-da-dum. She tells you Strahd von Zravich is a vampire, and he dwells in Castle Ravenloft. No one is welcome at the castle. The devil Strahd is a curse placed on the land because of the forgotten sin of the Barovians' ancestors.
Oh.
A vampire must rest in its coffin during the day. At night, it can summon wolves and other vermin to do its bidding. A vampire can transform into a bat, a wolf, or a cloud of mist. In its humanoid form, it can dominate you with its powerful gaze.
I already knew that.
A vampire cannot enter a residence without an
Scary.
invitation from one of the occupants. Running water will burn a vampire like acid, and sunlight causes him to burst into flames.
Do we need garlic?
Garlic is an old wives' tale. It does not keep vampires away.
Aww.
Staking them through the heart, many believe will kill a vampire. It does not. It merely forces them into a torpor to arise again when the stake is removed.
So we just keep the stake in him.
It's like a pause button.
It's a pause
You
button.
gotta pause your vampire. It doesn't know. what
You know, we can just keep the stake in him and hide him somewhere.
She tells you that Strahd and his family were not always evil. Strahd was always a dark one, but he wasn't evil like he is now. He came from a royal bloodline. He died centuries ago, yet endures as one of the undead, feasting on the blood of the living. Barovians refer to him as the devil Strahd. Strahd has taken many consorts, but he has known only one true love, a Barovian peasant girl named Tatiana. Nobody knows what happened to her. You what?
I said that was my mom, but I'm just kidding.
Strahd named his castle Ravenloft after his beloved mother, Queen Ravenovia. Strangers are not welcome at the castle without an invitation. She says, you should also beware of the people that you meet in Barovia. It seems that nobody in Barovia truly dies. The mists don't allow that.
Ew.
Your soul will become trapped in the mist, and you will be given a new form. But not all who reside in Barovia have souls.
So if we clear the mist of Barovia, will the souls finally be at peace?
She kind of chuckles at that. She says, "Oh, the dark powers will not allow the mists to be lifted, but if you were to defeat the devil Strahd, they may allow you to leave."
Okay.
It's better than nothing.
She basically what she's telling you about Barovians is that they die, their souls get sucked into the mist rather than passed on to the to the plane of existence that their gods are at. Instead, they're trapped in the mist, and then the mist, a new baby is born, and one of these souls is put into that baby. But not all babies that are born get a soul.
Oh, that's so sad.
Just at birth.
I shall name him Dexter.
Okay. Does anyone have any follow-up questions?
Do you need a hitman?
No, there's nobody that I need to be killed.
What qualifies as running water? If I throw a bucket at Strahd, is that running water?
No, it would be like a river or stream or a creek.
It needs to have
I
a
guess in certain places,
What makes it running water?
in certain places, a drainage ditch.
Okay. Anything else?
Has she heard anything about the sun sword or the glow? You know, that.
So the sun sword, she says, specifically, she says that she believes that a weapon of great power with the power of daylight can be found inside Castle Ravenloft.
Okay, it's in the castle. Alright. Good.
Okay.
And she says
Madam Ava,
She
What
says
did you
of
tell
more.
me?
She says of more important value to you would be to check Marina's monument in Beres.
Marina's monument. Can you tell me more about the kneeling woman and the master of the marsh?
So the kneeling woman is Marina, and there was she explains that there was a town called Beres that befell it was basically in the middle of a terrible battle centuries ago, and that the town basically fell, and in the entire area has become a marsh, and it is said that powerful witches live in Beres.
And do we know where Barrett is?
She gives a direction from here. Hold on here. She says, let's see. She says the ruins of Buries, from your current location, if you continue to travel on the road, it is to the west, past the town of Vallaki.
Okay.
Is Vallaki where we're going to take? What's your face?
So yeah, Ismark. Ideally, Ismark wants you to take Irina to the Abbey of Saint Markovia, which overlooks the town, the walled town of Kresk. But barring that, and it's on the way,
Okay.
is the town of Vallaki.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm good to go if everybody else is.
Might as well, you know?
So you come out of the tent, and the the Vistani that were around the campfire have filled a wine flask for you, and allow you to and give you a wine flask and some of the cooked meat, which you think may actually be wolf.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do?
When in Barovia.
The wolf problem is significant enough. We'll just do some wolf stew. That's okay.
That's cute.
Let's see. So, obviously, thank him. Do I have any gold? I don't think I have much in the way of gold to give them. I might have some silver.
You want to tip them?
Well, they're so nice and they gave us free food. And I don't want us to be like, 100 yards down the road and have them alert somebody that we're here.
That is a
Back
good point. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna give them. How many people were around the fire? Did you say?
There's 12 people around the campfire.
Okay. Then I'm gonna give 3 silver to the group,
Okay.
and just say that the group was like we were never here.
So yeah, their response to that is, "Oh, we completely understand. We never saw you."
Excellent. It was a pleasure not seeing you.
So you pack up and you head back out on the road. Hold on here.
As we're packing up, does anything weird happen to Madame Ava's tent? Like, does it disappear like it was never there or anything
No.
like that?
No.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no, she's a creepy old woman, but she's not that creepy.
Okay, just make it, well, with the corpse with my face on it, it's just, make sure.
You can't be too careful.
No doubt.
Just having follow-up questions is all. Okay, group, let's discuss
The
as we
road,
walk.
the road follows the river to the base of a canyon, at the far end of which is a great waterfall spilling into a pool, billowing forth clouds of cold mist. A gray stone bridge spans the canyon nearly 1,000 feet overhead. So at this point, from the Tesher pool, you can take the low, unpaved path along the river under the bridge, which is muddy and difficult, or you can take the road and just cross the bridge itself.
I'd cross the bridge.
I'll follow.
I don't think I would even think twice. I mean,
So you guys want to take the high road and cross the bridge?
I always take the high road.
Sounds good.
I'm fine with it.
You follow the dirt road as it clings to the side of the mountain and ends before an arching bridge of mold-encrusted stone that spans a natural chasm. Gargoyles cloaked in black moss perch on the corners of the bridge, their frowns weather-worn. On the mountainous side of the bridge, a waterfall spills into a misty pool nearly 1,000 feet below. The pool feeds a river that meanders into the fog-shrouded pines that blanket the valley. You can look up and you can see Castle Ravenloft overlooking this river and the waterfalls. Just this enormous dark castle made of granite. You can tell it's made of granite even at this distance. It's just a
Fancy.
really a marvel of engineering at the top of this spire of rock. Like, wait, what? That's not right. You continue on, and it's getting to be probably close to 6 p.m. by the time you reach a point in the road where you see a small dirt path that leads off. And the sign, there's a small wooden sign that says Old Bonegrinder. And through the trees, you can just make out what looks to be like parts of a windmill.
We heard something about a windmill before.
When you were in town, Calwyn stopped an old lady that was selling pies.
Oh. Get out of here.
And she said that she was taking payment in the form of children to help work around her windmill.
Okay, that's what it was.
The old Vallaki road transitions here from being a winding path through the Balanok Mountains to a lazy trail that hugs the mountainside as it descends into a fog-filled valley. In the heart of the valley, you see a walled town near the shores of a great mountain lake. Its waters dark and still. A branch in the road leads west to a promontory, atop which is perched a dilapidated stone windmill, its warped wooden vanes stripped bare. And so the walled town that you see is off in the distance, and you could just see, some torch lights and whatnot beginning to flicker into existence, and cooking fires coming from this walled town. But in the immediate vicinity, you just see this windmill. The onion-domed edifice leans forward and to one side as though trying to run away from a stormy gray sky. You see gray brick walls and dirt-covered windows on the upper floors. A decrepit wooden platform encircles the windmill above a flimsy doorway leading into the building's interior. Perched on a wooden beam above the door is a raven. It hops about and squawks at you, seemingly agitated. Everybody make an insight check.
Oh, I got an ass one.
Wow.
Yeah, good for me.
What did Jeff get?
A whopping 7.
Hold on, 7. And Maisel?
17. She's muted now.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Yeah, 17.
Okay.
I'm still so enthralled by all the wonderful ambiance here that I can't notice anything specific.
You're like planning ways to save for retirement so that you can settle in.
It's like being 30 and visiting Bali. I want to live here forever.
go.
I got 19. Plus 3.
Oh, cool. I have +4, so 24.
Sorry, I'm going through a map pack here.
Yeah. I'll keep my head down, so no spoilers.
I don't think you have to worry about that. Oh my god. There we go. So, for you guys, this is the windmill that you see.
Cool. We should repurpose it to a gay club.
Yeah.
The old Bonegrinder.
Wow. Wow.
Sorry everyone.
Actually, I might be able to do this.
So when you watch kids every day, you just wish with everything in your power that something adult would happen. Just somewhere, you know? Everything's
There is
PG.
a map I just shared with you guys. Did you get that?
Nothing violent
Cool.
happens on their shows. So you start to have a sense of humor that's a little, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, this is the windmill, old Bonegrinder. So, let's see here. Maisel, you got a 7, and Pepperell got a 17. Is that correct?
Reverse that. Pepperell got the 7.
Oh, okay. And Maisel got a 17. And Helga got a nat 20. And what did Chisim get?
19.
19. So, Helga, Chisim, and Maisel, you all get the feeling that this raven is trying to warn you guys away from the windmill. And it squawks and it lands and like flaps its wings and not like a threatening manner, but like a hey, look at me and pay attention to what I'm doing kind of thing. And then after it kind of feels like it delivered its message, it flies off towards the walled town in the distance in the valley below.
That was nice of it.
Thank you, birdie.
That seems like a nice bird.
I didn't want to see any imprisoned children today, so.
Oh, that you are. Ouch.
We're already busy.
We don't have time for prison children. We got other things to do.
They gotta wait their turn. It's important.
Damn kids.
Yeah. Learn some patience.
I love the fact that you've been able to maintain your sense of humor about eating children, even though you have one. I mean, that's...
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, maybe like right after I had them, it wasn't funny, but
The longer they're around, the better I am.
they've been pissing me off for a really long time, so it's easier to.
Oh, jeez. There are some people, especially those that are like first-time parents, that are like, oh my god, I couldn't even think about something like that. It's like, really?
Just wait a few years, yeah. Don't worry.
He's outside my window.
I love my kids, but yeah, they piss
I
me
mean,
off.
not to say that I would, but I mean, if I thought my cat was delicious, I might consider it.
I should at least be able to joke about it.
I know, right? Yeah.
You gotta be able to joke about anything, I think.
I mean, that seems big for a windmill, but it's probably closer than I originally had planned.
It's small for a slavery operation. So.
Well, it's multiple floors. So.
Never mind, sorry.
And then just to keep things simple.
So yeah, I was trying to say that the children's entertainment is so PG that you just start wishing for something dark to happen.
Right?
One time, so this is like really
This
a
is
good
a weird,
relief.
weird looking cow.
Is a mushroom? No? That's not a cow at all.
Well, what I find really humorous, and I know that they put it in for the parents who are absolutely done with listening to the droning on of children's programming. I find it really hilarious when, you know, they'll put some very blatant off-color joke that only adults would really get, and you're listening to this blah 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 and these high-pitched voices, and then you hear this thing that you turn your head and leave the TV and you're like, what did they just say?
That's a weird looking cow.
Yeah.
There's one of those in Animaniacs where they're
Yeah.
talking about
Fingerprints. Yes,
Yes.
that's exactly what I was thinking of.
fingerprints. I just met him.
Yeah, Animaniacs did that shit all the time.
That's a good show.
It was the best. It's the best.
They're bringing it back, actually.
Oh, let's hope they don't ruin it. Let's see. I got the original, so whatever.
So I think we just need a 2.5 hour long live action Pinky in the Brain.
Yes, a live action. Yes, but I want Michael Fassbender to be Brain.
Jack Black can be Pinky.
Yes, Jack Black and Michael Fassbender in a live action version wearing furry suits.
Yeah. But because Jack Black's short and round, he has to be Brain's body, and Fassbender's tall and skinny, he has to be Pinky's body.
Yes, yeah, they have to reverse the voices.
Yep.
I will be right back.
Oh, there's trees in the nether? Yeah, what's this?
There are?
Yeah.
Huh.
The new nether update. I haven't seen it until now. There's
It's pretty cool. What I
weird
recall.
looking trees.
There's some kind of pigmen like villages where they'll
Yeah.
trade you stuff for gold too.
Whoa!
It's cool.
Ow! They're not friendly.
It's like I forget what that level of hostility is where they won't mess with you unless you mess with them.
These ones just attacked me. Ow.
Oh, well, I don't know when.
Then again, this one has a sword and bow. I think you have to do something to make them friendly. Only thing I know about this is I'm the smartest person. She jumped into lava.
Whoops. My stepdaughter was always trying to build stuff up like really high. And so whenever we played on a server together, we'd just get serial messages that she died from falling from a high place just over and over again. We're like, oh my god, like crouch, please. Like, you know? That's funny. cat's old, huh?
Yeah, I got it when I was like 5, 6.
Yeah, they stop being fun and playing around after they get so old. But kittens are hard to contain.
I can see that now.
She's so cute though, that little kitten.
I know, my brother has a cat like that, except for it's really mean.
That's too bad. Oh yeah, on Animal Crossing, I was gonna ask you, did you start from you couldn't have started from the beginning, right?
I just reset the island and stuff. You know, that's the best I could do since they had Animal Crossing at one point.
Oh, there's gotta be something you can do. Cause it's like, I don't know.
I just restarted the character and, you know, stuff like that.
Maybe Tom Nook can do something. Maybe.
So my group last night, we created a new magic item that works along the same lines as a bag of holding, but is more closely related to the quiver of Alona. And what it is it is a leather wrap with an extra dimensional space inside of it. And the whole purpose of it is for stowing the many and numerous wands that magic users would carry around with them.
Yeah.
And of course, it had to be named Bigby's Bag of Dicks. Which has led to such ridiculous sayings as, hey, we need to find more wands. This bag of dicks isn't full yet. Or the Warforged sorcerer going, hey, don't make me pull out my bag of dicks. I'm gonna make this son of a bitch eat a whole bag of dicks.
That's right.
I'm gonna whoop your ass with my bag of dicks.
That's right. And let me adjust the camera down a bit for the interior of Old Bonegrinder. That's better. So yeah, this raven tries to warn you away from the Old Bonegrinder.
Are we going to listen to it? Probably.
Yeah, what do you guys want to do? There's a rickety old door, and you notice that. So there's there's the front door, and then there's 2 windows. So you can tell that this thing's at least 3 maybe 4 stories high. And beneath the 2nd story window, there is a haphazard, falling apart, rickety platform that's been built around it, broken in several spots. And the vanes on the on the windmill are torn to shreds. There's still some straps of leather attached to them, but for the most part, you're seeing the skeletal frame of these. The Old Bonegrinder hasn't functioned properly as a windmill in many years, is what you're seeing. Everybody make a perception check.
Do you think they only imprison the kids without the souls? Maybe that's what it's for. It's all gingers in there.
9.
I got a 7. I
Whopping 9.
rolled like crap.
22.
Wow! Look at the big eyes on Chi Sim. What did Maisel get? Maisel got an 11. So Chi Sim and Maisel. Well, Maisel, you notice that this
this dirt road leading to the old Bonegrinder, there's a number of footprints in the road, in the mud of the road, and you can see that there's like a single rut that looks like would be made by a wheelbarrow. And Sim, at the next to the door, front door, you see a wooden wheelbarrow, and there is a something is wrapped in a canvas tarp in the wheelbarrow, and it is wiggling, struggling around, not making any noise, but it's struggling and moving.
I'm gonna point it out to them, saying there's something in a tarp in that wheelbarrow, and it's moving.
I'll save them. And then I open the tarp and feel heroic.
So you get over to the tarp, and you reach over and you grab the tarp and pull it up. But the second that you touch the tarp, it stops wiggling, and when you move the tarp up, you just see a bundle of children's clothing.
They must have meant to donate these.
They were going to Goodwill.
Right?
It's right down the road from Bonegrinder. Old Bonegrinder. It sounds like, you know, a new franchise opened by Applebee's.
That's right.
Is there a mouse or a frog or anything kind of repulsive in the bag amongst the children's clothes?
No. And like when Sim pointed it out, it's like it looked like there was a body wrapped in this tarp and it was wiggling around, like the whole thing was moving. So it would have been too large to be a toad unless your eyes were playing tricks on you, which happens quite often in Barovia. But when you flip over this tarp, you just find a bundle of children's clothing, all very drab, gray, brown, tan clothing, some shoes that look like they should have been replaced several years ago.
Poor people's clothes.
Yeah, poor people's clothes. Smells like a homeless person in here.
We should probably save the children. No one else is interested.
Okay, this just jumped into my head. Of course, Carrie wouldn't have seen this, but I'm sure Jeff has. Have you guys seen the Shamia Fagan political commercial where she's talking about how when she was a kid, she used to sit by her dad as he voted, and then at the end of the commercial, her two kids, I think the oldest one looks like they're about 6, maybe 7, and the younger one looks like they're probably around 4 or 5, come running down the stairs in her house, and they're like, "Yay, mommy's voting!" And they run.
No.
Yes.
Oh.
It is the worst commercial I've ever seen. I mean, the first time I saw it, I almost gagged. There's so much sugar.
You're diabetic now. Can't help
Probably
it.
LA is too cynical for that commercial.
I know, right? Yeah, I was like,
We haven't seen anything like it because we're too cynical.
yeah. I was just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
She had to spank them like 80 times.
80 times to get them to run down the stairs.
Jeez.
I remember having to go back before mail-in voting. I remember going to the voting polls with my parents. And let me tell you, at the age of 6 or 7, you are not that excited about voting.
Oh no, it is boring.
Yay, mommy's voting. Oh.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
So, yeah, you find this bundle of clothes, and then there's this door leading into the windmill.
I'll save those kids, but only if they're excited about the democratic process. That's how I'll know it's
They
working.
have to come running down the stairs. So, are you going to open the door then?
Yeah, I'll ask them how they feel about voting.
Okay.
They're excited they get to be saved. If not, they get turned into heroin pies. It's their choice.
We're here for the windmill tours. I think they're 2 and 4.
Would you like to learn more about our Lord and Savior?
Can I speak to you about the crushing wave?
Yeah, the crushing wave. Yeah.
We'd like to tell you about the many benefits of embracing our Lord Cthulhu.
The ground floor has been converted into a makeshift kitchen, but the room is filthy. Baskets and old dishware are piled everywhere. Adding to the clutter is a peddler's cart, a chicken coop, a heavy wooden trunk, and a pretty wooden cabinet with flowers painted on its doors. In addition to the clucking of the chickens, you hear toads croaking. The sweet smell of pastries blends horridly with the stench that burns your nostrils. The awful odor comes out of an open, upright barrel in the center of the room. Warmth issues from a brick oven against one wall, and a crumbling staircase ascends the wall across from it. Shrieks and cackles from somewhere high up above cause the old mill to shudder.
They must have forgotten to dispose of this rotten food. I should investigate.
So yeah, from up the stairs you can hear, high-pitched shrieks and somebody cackling.
So, I don't know. Let's see. What should we yell? I can smell evil, but I'd imagine that my nostrils would just be blocked with it.
You step in and you see this scene, and then you look on the floor in front of the oven, and you can see what appears to be small human bones are littering the flagstone floor. Whoa. And then there's this, next to the oven is this, seemingly completely out of place, is this beautiful ornate wooden cabinet with flowers that have been hand painted on it. And inside the cabinet are dozens of small vials.
Huh. Would anybody know what these are?
I can investigate.
Go and make an investigation check.
I rolled a 4.
So, on your 4, you check out the barrel in the middle of the room, and you can see that that the barrel is full of a glistening greenish black liquid that is not quite as thick as tar, but it appears to be very oily. And it looks like it looks like a mix between watered down tar and rendered fat.
Does it look anything like what's in the vials?
No.
Okay, no relation there.
What did you get?
A 6.
With my 4, I did notice the difference between colors. When I compared. So
Hooray!
That was pretty good. Excelsior.
I actually have a barrel exactly for this.
Is it the one for Breaking Bad?
Yeah. Here is the barrel that is even full of green stuff.
Ugh.
Can we break it open?
Somebody better taste this.
What is Maisel and Pepperell doing?
I'd like to attempt to investigate like the oven area and the vials in the cabinet.
Okay. And what is?
I will sit at the table and start sketching in my journal to capture the decrepit detail of the environment.
Okay.
Ambiance.
Oh.
So I got 19.
Okay. So on your 19,
I got sick when I was embroidering, so I started my own.
in the cabinet, you find wooden bowls full of herbs and baking ingredients, including flour, sugar, and several gourds that appear to be full of powdered bone. Hanging on the inside of the cabinet door are dozens of locks of hair. Amid various concoctions are 3 small labeled containers that hold elixirs of some kind. The first elixir is labeled youth, and it appears to be a golden syrup sitting in a glass bottle with a cork stopper. The second elixir is labeled laughter, and it appears to be like a red tea. And the third elixir is a greenish milky liquid that's simply labeled mother's milk.
I'm not gonna
I would
question
like
it.
to pocket the one that's youth.
Okay.
But I'll tell the rest of the group, hey group, I found 2 vials of elixir. This one's laughter, and this one's called mother's milk.
Well, I haven't laughed in several years, so I should probably take that one.
I
Okay.
don't want either of them.
So you're gonna take laughter, and then there's the greenish milky liquid labeled mother's milk.
Must have gone bad. That's a shame.
Don't look at me.
Hold on just a moment before I forget.